The 203 members of the State House have been sworn in to begin the new legislative session. Now the hard work begins as bills begin to make their way through the committee process. Let's spend 5 minutes with State Representative Stephen Bloom of Cumberland County, who recently learned his committee assignments. Welcome.
Thank you, Lori.
Well, I see you got assigned to 4 committees: Agriculture, Environmental Resources and Energy, Urban Affairs, and Labor. So let's start with agriculture. It's Pennsylvania's #1 industry and certainly big where you come from.
Yeah, the Ag and Rural Affairs Committee was actually my top choice for committee assignments, so I was really thrilled to get that. In Cumberland County, especially the western part of the county where the 199th district is located, our community is really strong in agricultural tradition, and I know it's going to be an opportunity for me to be an advocate for the farm families that are struggling with so many regulations that are being thrust upon them in these last several years, and obviously some difficult economic times as well. So I'm excited to be able to serve on the Ag Committee, to use my background, my undergraduate degree in Ag Economics and Rural Sociology, to be a good, strong advocate for those farm families. And, you know, to me, the strongest and best farmland preservation program that's out there is a prosperous and profitable farmer. Mm-hmm. So I think that's going to be an exciting goal to have and try to serve through the Ag and Rural Affairs Committee.
And then moving on to another one, Environmental Resources and Energy. Certainly the Marcellus Shale development is a big industry that's growing. Can you talk about the balancing act between allowing it to grow and provide jobs, but also that oversight that's needed?
Sure. Well, Pennsylvania natural gas is seriously going to impact our economy in a positive way in Pennsylvania like we haven't seen perhaps in generations. There are projections that by the year 2014, which is not very far off, we're going to be a net exporter of natural gas in the state of Pennsylvania. It means we're going to be fulfilling our needs and able to sell that gas to other states that are desperately in need of a good, reliable, clean energy source. So this is a really exciting development for Pennsylvania, not only for our area, where we're not in the natural gas drilling region of Pennsylvania. We're already seeing jobs. We're seeing engineering jobs come to our county. We're seeing transportation jobs popping up in our county, hauling the pipes and the materials that are needed for the gas well. So it's an exciting time to be part of something that's creating jobs in Pennsylvania in the midst of a nationwide lack of jobs. We're actually growing jobs. Over 44,000 jobs have already been created in the gas drilling industry here in Pennsylvania. So it's an exciting time. Obviously, we've got to balance that and be good stewards of the land and the water and the resources that are involved in reaching that Pennsylvania natural gas. But the obvious solution is we've got to make sure we're regulating properly, and I know Governor Corbett has talked a lot about that. We're going to have good, strong regulations and continue to enforce those regulations, but at the same time, really encourage the development of this exciting resource for Pennsylvania.
And then also, Labor and Industry promises to be a very busy committee. Has the chairman, Representative Ron Miller from York County, has he mentioned any of the top issues that you plan to tackle there?
We know Labor and Industry will be probably one of the more contentious committees in terms of some of the hard issues that we're wrestling with. We're going to be looking at issues like the prevailing wage laws that currently require all state-funded projects, government-funded projects, to spend more than necessary in many cases to get the job done, just to satisfy the requirements of prevailing wage laws, which are kind of an archaic leftover from the era of big labor in Pennsylvania. And now we've got to move into the 21st century and get to the point where we understand tax dollars are very short. We can't be spending more than necessary on important projects just to satisfy the interests of big labor. So that's one I know we're going to be dealing with a lot, and already has been talked about by the leadership in the House and on the committee. So we'll be wrestling with prevailing wage and some other important issues, even potentially the right to work issue for Pennsylvania. We're losing so many jobs to other states that do have right to work and do not require or put workers in a situation where they're required to join a union, whether they like it or not. So a right to work is going to be another big issue that we'll deal with over the next couple of years on Labor and Industry.
And then just real quick, we only have a few seconds, but you wanted to talk about some legislative reforms and give an update to your constituents.
One of the things that's very exciting for me and a commitment I made on the campaign trail was to make sure that we increase transparency in Pennsylvania state government. On my website, my personal website, repbloom.com, we've now started to post our monthly expenses for my legislative offices. So folks, taxpayers can come in and see how their money's being spent. We don't have to do that, but we're one of a handful of legislators that are doing that to make sure people can see what's going on. There's a bill in the state house now called the Penn Watch bill that puts that same kind of transparency on a statewide level so that all Pennsylvania government spending will be searchable, easily located in a free database on the internet. Other states that have done this have saved millions of dollars over and above the cost of the program itself. So very excited to be bringing that initiative to the taxpayers.
Sounds like a good thing for Pennsylvania. Well, if you have comments or questions about this or any other legislative topic, Representative Bloom's contact information will be on the screen in just a few seconds. I'm Laurie Bull. Thanks for spending 5 minutes with State Representative Stephen Bloom.